Oh, hello everybody, and welcome to Play the Princess. We appear to be having some minor technical difficulties, as the chat box is not working. I don't know why. Hang on. Yeah, it's just not showing up. That's really strange. I do not have time to fix it, and nothing appears to be wrong on my end. I wonder if it's just Streamlabs is having some kind of issue. Hang on, if I... Can I just open it as like a separate... Oh! Princess, you seem to be having some issues there, madam. Okay, well, we'll get to that in a minute. Okay. Well, chat appears to be working there. That's very odd. Well, I do not really have the time to go digging around through... Princess, cease. I can see you, it's just not showing up on the screen. That's very odd. Yeah, it's showing up for me, it's just not showing up on the screen for you guys, which is curious. And it's working on Twitch. Well, whatever. We'll just have to deal with it, and I will fix it overnight. But anyway, yes, we can interact. I can still read you. It's just that I might make reference to things going on, and people on the VoD might have a hard time knowing what's going on. But we'll do our best. But welcome to Slay the Princess, the pristine cut. So, this is a visual novel horror game romance question mark. There's a whole lot going on here, because when I booted up the game was like, content warning, this is a horror game, and there's going to be flashing lights and loud sounds and all that good stuff. And then the very next splash screen afterwards said, there are no wrong decisions or bad endings, this is above all a romance, this is a love story, it said. So we're in for a ride, methinks. Yeah, we are in for a ride here. So let's get to it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
I like scrolling.
And in
Yes,
the
I
basement
saw.
of that
Thank you for
cabin
hanging out, Sheena.
is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
You know, when I said, what are you talking about, I was kind of hoping for an explanation as to how the princess would lead to the end of the world.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Immediately suspect of the narrator. Yet.
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Do not trust this guy for a moment. Oh, there's a lot of dialogue here. Good lord. Okay, so let's... We're not going to go through every single one of these because of good grief, but let's take stock of our options here. Consider that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up. Killing a princess seems bad. Makes me think of Stanley Parable. Stanley Parable casts a long shadow. Someone else. Forget it, I'm not doing this. Do you consider that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get a reward? Cabin, I'll talk to her if she's as bad as you say, maybe. Not committing to anything until I've had a chance to meet her, safe to say. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Or we can just go full Vive la Revolution. We can't just leave. Fine, let's move on, but I'm not going to be happy about it.
Short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
This... okay. Small cabin in the middle of nowhere seems like a weird place for you to lock up a world-ending threat and not say, for example...
A warning before you go any
hold.
further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Don't believe you lie. Don't believe his lies.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
What, now I've got multiple voices in my head. That's off to a flying start. I've already got a bloody menagerie up here.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Okay. Again, weird for storing a world-ending threat. There's a one-room cabin with nothing in it but a knife. This feels very set up. This feels like someone's... I don't know, this is very strange.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Wait, yeah, and I came here to slay the princess, but apparently didn't bring the means to do so with me? Just had to kind of, like, was I just gonna, like, strangle her if there wasn't a knife available? Alright.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. Oh, now my hand icon has changed to holding a knife. How very Age of Empires 2. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. There is music, it's just a very faint drone. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Yeah, the piano's gone, but now it's just a very sort of low synth drone underneath. Her voice carries up the stairs. If the chat is not working, I am going to just hide that there so that we don't need to worry about it.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs.
This feels very unsecure. She's got one world-ending power. She's got one manacle in a basement. Not a retinue of guards.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Allegedly.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
I'm gonna stand back here outside of lunging distance.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
Hey, would you mind, like, moving towards me until that chain is taut, and I'm going to stand 2 arms length out of that range?
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I don't trust this. I don't trust this. Because, like I say, it feels very set up. It's one room cabin in the middle of nowhere, with a basement, with a knife on the only table. This. Are we here to slay the princess, or are we just being sacrificed to her, I wonder?
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
I hope I'm wearing leather gloves, otherwise that creaking noise is very disconcerting for that to be coming from your fingers.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
That's what you think. Throwing stars!
So,
Random bullshit, go!
you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Yeah, she does not sound impressed. I wonder if we're the first hero that's been sent here.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Unarmed is exactly why I'm worried. Anytime I have a problem, I throw a Molotov, and then, boom, I have another completely different problem. Are you sure she's not armed?
I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Yeah, either that or she's gonna fucking full Nina Williams me in the heart. Alright.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Well, here goes nothing.
You charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck. Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
You have the option to just die. Oh, witness me, shiny and chrome!
With the last bit of your will, you press forward,
Ooh.
sinking the blade deep into
I'm
the
apparently some sort of
princess's
crow man. That's a lot of feathers and claws.
Oh,
You weren't expecting me to hold out, were you?
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
Again, world-ending threat. One knife in a basement. No.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Right, and that was Slay the Princess. That's my speed run. 15 minutes or less. Let's go. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh, good. Okay.
And at the end of that
Death
path
loop.
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin
Thought that was too
is a
easy.
princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be
Now
the
the
end
music's
of the
gone all
world.
skewy. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first
Don't
time
you
that
gaslight
us
me,
have
voice
been
in my head.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of
Oh.
shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Man, what kind of sloppy-ass DM have we got here?
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. Like I said, we've just met for the first time, you and I.
Okay. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this did just already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
God, we're going to get into Warframe, eternalism, multiverse theory is a bitch.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
I did listen to you. I stabbed her right in her stupid chest.
We did exactly what you said.
Thank you.
Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare, in which case I shouldn't be held accountable for what supposedly happened. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it
That might
sounds
sound
like you're
like-
making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply
Is this all
rewind itself?
one guy?
Instead
Is
transform
all of
into
these like voices just one
time?
person?
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you,
Yeah,
right? If you turn around and
Actually,
leave,
okay,
you're
they
doing
sound
yourself
very
as well as
similar.
everyone else. She just caught us by surprise last time. She can't do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this.
First, distract target.
That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Oh, I'm British. I know a thing or two about having a stiff upper lip. Alright.
Just be quick about it.
Discombobulate the princess doesn't quite roll off the tongue. Yeah, but that does involve a lot more slapping. Yeah, who?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
This is just like the world's least prepared DM. Okay. All she did last time around was stab me to death. How can someone like that end the world?
She just can. But she's still only a princess. You're fully up to the task you've been given, so long as you remember.
We have demonstrated that she can take me in a straight fight. And you have already said that she is a world-ending threat. You're being cagey.
I told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
That's because she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time.
Fine.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Turn around and leave.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything.
Yeah,
Couldn't
we've
be
heard
more
that
on
one.
the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you. We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Now, Mr. Hero, do you know how to Dempsey roll? Because I think that's what got you.
The
Oh,
interior of the
heavens.
cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered
Okay.
glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll
There's
need
also
it
a
if you want
mirror.
to do this right.
This cabin is different to last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Narrator, you and I are going to be having some stern words in an hour.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Music's all ominous now. What's going on with this mirror?
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward
Whoa.
and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there
Okay.
was a mirror a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
What the hell are we? Apparently what are they called? The Aarakocra, that's the one. The guys from D&D.
You take the
All
blade
right.
from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
It looks like there was an explosion in
The basement
here.
creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head.
Narrator is acting all omniscient right up until we ask a question. And then it's all probably.
Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
She's reverbing.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step,
Aye.
the form of the princess comes into view.
What is
her
going
sharp
on?
eyes following you from across the room.
The basement carries on forever now. There's a hole in the ceiling.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
She's got a sword behind her back. I can see it. There's a little silhouette between her legs there.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she
How
sounds
good are you at
threatening,
throwing
it's because her
knives,
mask
Mr.
is
Hero?
already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
What? Do we want to try and walk our way out of this, or are we just going to... Yeah, I'm not trusting this. Bye! Okay, I need to actually take a quick second. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Sorry to do this right in the middle of the exciting bit. Okay, we're back. My plan did not work. So, I stepped away for a second, and I had the idea of I could just replace it with a a browser source of the pop-out chat window that Twitch lets you do, where it like puts chat into like a freestanding thing. It did not work because it just had all of the like privacy settings and what have you. So I think we'll just have to put up with the chat box not working for today, and I'm going to try and figure out what's wrong with it overnight, and hopefully it'll be fixed tomorrow, but we'll see. Anywho, let's take stock here. So yeah, let's try and talk. I have my doubts, but
That doesn't sound like me.
There you go again, talking up delusions about a past life experience that clearly didn't happen.
quiet you. You're not involved in this conversation. So I'm just going to adjust my camera because it's making me look like I'm peering off to the side.
Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember. Right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
That lot of good you are, narrator. You remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and tried to kill me and I cut his neck open and then he stabbed me in the heart and we both died looking in each other's eyes, well, surely I would remember that. But I
Surely.
don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
Is that why you're sweating
I have
bullets?
absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
She certainly feels threatening.
You can see the sword!
Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job.
But I'm nervous.
All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again?
Yes.
I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
This is very Deathloop, and you are giving me a lot of Juliana vibes here. Have you locked me in a time loop just so that you can murder me over and over again?
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count.
I like the sort of Del Boy thing that the cheated has going on here.
Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop
Oh,
dawdling.
fucking
This is
blimey,
only going to
she
end
does
in
remember.
violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife?
Show me those hands, woman.
And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death. Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
Show me those hands,
so
woman.
much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
Yeah, nice try, woman.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
I can still see the point of the sword.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Right.
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
Rush! Rush now!
And empty
Heat smash.
trees, too. Look
What's
at
that
all
one
the
from
stabbing
Tekken?
implements I have.
Rager.
It's practically zero.
Damn it, there's no flying dropkick button. Practically zero. Practically zero is not zero.
But
Yeah.
if we killed each other, then why are we here, right now? Both of us normal and unstabbed.
You are not acting normal. Okay, what say you I just free you?
All sorts of things, which is why I think that's a great idea. I would love to not be chained up down here. Being chained up is so boring, and I crave fresh and new activities to broaden my horizons.
Please don't let her out of here. Believe it or not, I think I'm actually with him on this. Okay, but what if all of this is just a misunderstanding? There has to be room for this to be
What's
a
to misunderstand? Should have rushed her while she had her hands out. Yes. I have a distinct feeling that this is not going to go anywhere until we try and... until we make an effort. We've already had the mirror disappear on us. I have a distinct feeling that we're going to turn around and find that the stairs are gone as well. So...
The
Witness!
princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you charge across the room. Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her
Howdy
hands are
Belmont,
still
howdy
behind her
Monkey.
back.
We are
I
presently
think
slaying a
this, I think
princess.
we can win. We just have to strike now, but make sure you keep your eyes on those hands. I don't trust her for a second. But your focus is broken by the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat. Whose meat? Not ours, right?
Piss.
Hers, at first.
Okay.
Then yours.
Damn it.
Hehe.
Hehe.
How? What did she even hit us with? You stare down at your chest
Whew.
and at the long, thin blade she impaled you with. And then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her
What the
thigh,
fuck?
where the blade had been nestled just a moment ago. It's still lodged in her leg, emerging from her knee, hinging up and out of her body with some
Ugh.
extra metallic limb.
You're not the only one who's, making mincemeat. What the fuck is that?
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Cheated is, calling shenanigans on this one.
You're going to die now.
With a twist of her knee and a
Ow.
painful squelch, she does just that.
Well,
Everything goes dark, and you die.
we're 1-1 so far. We've traded and we've lost. The arms race. These
You're
guns.
on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
This ain't woods. This looks like one of those nuclear exclusion zones.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is
Oh,
sharp.
we've skipped
A
ahead.
restricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
How the hell do we fight? The princess is apparently just made of knives.
Good. It's
Oh
better.
god, we've too many.
Without a fight, no one can win, and if no one can win, then nothing has any meaning.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
Oh, you accept it now, do you, fucker?
This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
Yeah, we tried to bum rush her and she sprouted a sword out of her leg and stabbed.
That can't be right, that's too much responsibility.
Nah, impossibly high stakes make the fight so much better.
Thank you, Jason Statham.
Let's just stay focused, shall we?
Chat box is still not working. What is going on? So Mantis Blade's kinda.
The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult
You're
to persuade
upsetting the
Princess to
DM.
save the world without a weapon.
This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually. We will win eventually. Hell, we might even win now. That's a fighting spirit I like to see. You could all learn a thing or two from this one. I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right?
There's no door, mate.
But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
Dude, I think reality's out to lunch.
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
If it's in our way, let's just break it and move on.
Alright, coming through.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the
Yeah,
end
we're
of this
apparently
mess.
some sort of crow man.
You reach
Your
forward and
finger's
place
there.
your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Let's just get to the princess.
Hunted sounds like he's about to pee himself at any second, the
before.
poor guy.
I care about it even less now. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward,
Ow.
but you don't get a chance to linger
Ow.
at the basement stairs.
I heard a crunch
They
there.
are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down easy again.
Why do I have a space marine in my head? Why do you sound like a space marine?
Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find
What do
a
you
way.
mean? The world's getting more fucked up every time we die.
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Yeah,
Plenty
yet.
bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your
Whoa!
internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose.
Enough talk.
and
Have at
she's
you.
aiming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Oh, you're approaching me?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
Unconditional surrender. Gonna try flirting. Swords for arms, and we don't. We're panicking. All these ideas suck. Think up something better.
Yeah, that's right. We just have to think. There's probably an answer if we think.
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
You don't have time to finish your thought. In a moment, she's across the room, blades flashing in the dim starlight.
Sidestep and thrust.
She skewers you.
Piss.
Ow. What a surprise.
Yeah, we don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us.
Oh, a new one of us.
Getting out of hand. There's like 6 now.
Did we die?
You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I don't like that we died without us knowing it. This really, really blurs some lines that I prefer not to be blurred. Are we still dead? Are we alive again? How are we even supposed to know the difference?
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but
We
right
skipped
now we're
we
extremely-
skipped the path in the woods and went straight to the cabin last time. Are we just like skipping even further now?
This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is the fourth?
This is 4. No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another... us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
It's not been helping so far.
We don't need any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. All we need is to keep fighting. Yeah, I'll pass on that.
As long as we keep moving.
Come on, show me something new.
Okay, plan now.
This isn't going well. If it was me in this situation, I would just be like full on, what the hell are you? So we're currently down 2. But we traded the first time, so I'm wondering if it's like... This only gets worse if we die. If we can just somehow avoid dying. By damn it, I'm going to try! Oh boy. It doesn't work. She kills you again, 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 and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. Then you skewer yourself.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. What's the point? It's all the same.
God, she is just made of swords now. She's turning into, like, those teeth are just going full anglerfish.
Skewers you.
Dang it.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. Okay, let's go again. Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman. She skewers you.
So, okay, I've been acting a bit coy. I did get very tinily spoiled on, like, one scene of this. I know that if you flirt with her during the first, like, Swords for Arms part, but she will respond with, oh great, now we're still going to kill one another, but there'll be an underlying sexual tension about the whole thing.
You're cute.
See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah. That was a good one. Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
Fuck, does it work? What's going on?
Close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time. That's all we need. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason.
She's made of swords!
She skewers you.
There is no reasoning with that. She is just a hedgehog made of knives. Mutually assured destruction. Yay! Are we just going to nuke the place?
Well, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin and we'll take it from here.
Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand.
Oh, what if we throw it out the window? Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say
Yeah, these voices. So I want to take a brief moment to say, recently I read the book The Twice Dead King. Very, very good book. And the main character has kind of this going on, where he has what the book calls subminds, which is like little mental clones of himself, and he gets into raging arguments with himself all the time.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman? I'm sure I can think of a better way to die.
they're all the same, really.
How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything.
He's not wrong.
What we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top.
Whoa, sir.
There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them? Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time.
Are we like full Dark Souls on here, where it's just like, I only need to win once?
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only...
It's more of a slide. We know.
Blood echoes are in there and you're not getting them back.
Fine. I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this.
Well, you haven't been much help so far, so maybe come back when you've got something to contribute.
Don't care. Just want to win.
This is getting very meta. This is very like, fucking hell, I'm stuck on this boss. Stop talking, unskippable cutscene.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together.
You mentioned blood echoes. Now try and mix up trouble in this sorry state with all your outsides on the inside, all your insides on the outside.
But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you.
Gee,
it's
thanks.
worth it, though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Do do do.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say... I would
Great,
like to
we're all in
hear
agreement. Let's see the new thing.
Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
Blanche.
Princess's
Oh,
skin
Jesus.
twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Yes, I get to Zandatsu you.
Holy shit!
Oh. Oh boy. Kaylin. Still word.
She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine.
My God.
Yes, behold, the perfect woman.
I love a lady who can cut me into chunks.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
Oh boy.
That looked painful.
She did not seem to mind.
How is she still alive?
Heart
heart's still beating. That's all she needs.
This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up.
She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it? This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
Quiet, you.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
Alright,
Yeah, you're mine.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
You shook as well.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
It's fine, so long as I just keep wave dashing. You do not act, and yet through that inaction your body moves on its own. Princess strikes as you approach, but her blow finishes its arc. You're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, the faster the momentum volleys between you, endlessly building crescendo, then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and hers strikes too. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. Whoa! You do not get to see each other die. Something has taken her away. It's left something else in her place. Do so. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. You are at the cabin. I don't know, this is looking more like a blasphemous boss.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Okay.
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope.
Okay, I wasn't expecting the game to take the left turn into eldritch terror quite this early. So what's this about a
Yes.
fragile vessel?
Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is a single-minded edge. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for a piercing heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Uh-huh.
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. She is part of me, and part of me is her.
What the fuck?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
know what happens now.
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Where?
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay. I think I get it. So the blades become the heart. Do we have to assemble the rest of the princess so we can escape from whatever this weird loop is?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Fine. Okay.
Everything. Until we meet again.
Okay.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
This really is a blasphemous boss. Okay. Here we go.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Oh. I apparently just got bottled. Okay, and I just got an achievement for bring the razor to her.
And at the end of that path is a cabin.
The real slay the... Okay, I just got another achievement. The real slay the princess starts here. What? What is this game? Pug, what have you brought me to? Okay, I need to pee. I will be right back. Right. Round fucking 2. Here we go.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens if I just leave. Yeah.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
None of the bloody voices do.
That's strange.
Oh.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient.
Well.
Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Dick. Fine.
That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly. A warning, but she will lie.
Yes.
She's only a princess, whereas you are a valiant and talented warrior. We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save...
Alright. Just gonna be as massive a contrarian as we can
manage.
manage.
Almost entirely bare. The blade is your implement.
I'm just gonna not take the knife. Let's just go and...
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an
Oh my god,
unseen
I've just
light
noticed.
in the
Holy
below.
shit.
This
Hang
is
on
an
a minute.
oppressive place.
Okay,
The air feels heavy and damp.
quiet
A
you.
hint of rot filtering
If you
from
look
ancient
way up here in this
The
corner,
princess really lives here. Slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I think this is dialogue that we have seen out of how much dialogue there is in the game. So we've seen 488 lines out of 16,000.
Her voice softly carries.
Yeah, now it's up to 489.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have
Definitely.
to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
What do you mean, Mr. Narrator Man? I'm definitely sure that she's not a sentient set of knives.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Hi, I'm apparently some kind of raven man.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Let's see what we can do and try to not get stabbed.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Big
making a
soft
huge
lamb eyes.
mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
This is where she pulls the knife out of nowhere and just gets me in the neck.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I don't know. People are lazy. Let's have a poke around.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay, sit up straight 'cause I'm slouching again.
Is someone else here?
Well, piss.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Oi, dickhead.
Shots and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the
Crap.
princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Great, the narrator's locked us in.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a
Somebody
slight
was
panic
waiting.
rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
Whoa!
hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Oh, it doesn't even give me the option.
Fine.
Alright,
Against your better judgment,
this is gonna
press
hurt.
the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the
Ugh.
unyielding chain binding her
Here, I'm
in
gonna
this place.
Play this at arm's length now.
You
'Cause,
cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp,
Ugh.
and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground. and the heavy chains follow suit.
Right. Don't suppose you brought something to cut the blood
She didn't so much as
supply
utter a
off.
sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly
Ugh.
as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically.
Yeah.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's
Okay,
like she's
I'm gonna need to take
bothered by what
screenshots
just
of that
happened.
content warning bit at the start. I'm gonna need to put that onto the VoD.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Alright.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just
Uh-oh.
let her escape.
The narrator has gone rogue.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Oh god, he's just taking command.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh god.
Stop.
Get out of the way!
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
Blade. Move the blade.
Drive it into the
As your
ground.
body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it
Oh.
into your chest.
God damn it, how many of these runs are going to end up with me getting stabbed? This keeps happening.
Agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel
The narrator's dragging this out just to be spiteful,
burning
I'm
pain
certain.
slices its way into your body.
Gee.
I'm sorry.
Oh god. Oh my god.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Won't be long before she bleeds out. She's still missing everything from the wrist down.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you.
Ugh.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
Oh, I see. We made the choice. Yes, we did make the choice, and you vetoed it. You fuck.
Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on
Okay.
a path in the woods. At
So
the end of that path,
we're now on
is
a different
cabin.
path because chapter
And
2
in the
was
basement
the
of that
Razor
cabin
4.
is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it
The-
will be the end of
The music has
world.
taken on another slight edge. You can yell at the narrator.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
It's you again.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
Why does he sound like Lord Flashheart? Princess and I are in love. Woof!
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
I mean, same.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Right. Here we go.
A warning. Before you go, she will lie.
Yes.
I already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart.
He doesn't deny it.
Passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Okay. But the trick is how do we...
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prison.
See, this is more like
The
it.
furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay, can we use the knife to jam the door?
The blade is your implement. That's because there isn't.
All again?
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here, in which case she'd be lying. Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Look, we're here to rescue a princess. We're going to at least look presentable while we're at it.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabinet. It was there a second ago, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Damn right. Okay. Do we want to take the blade again, though? We're gonna save there and see what happens. We'll go in without and
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls.
chin scratch,
The
chin
basement
scratch.
almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice
Sounds even more
it's
like
somehow even
ooh
more
woo than
beautiful
last
than
time.
last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I felt my
Alright,
tongue
keep it in thy
tilt now,
pants,
but
Don
you're taking
Juan.
us a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs
Oh,
and
she's
lock
in a
eyes with the princess.
classier dress
There's
this
a heavy
time.
chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you.
Stinking out the
My
whole
dashing
room.
hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
Dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Look. Yes. Shut up.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
Yeah, this is round like 8. Keep up.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us.
Yeah, right. Specifics.
Because he made us try and kill her, it was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really
Only
hoped
because
that
of
would be the
you,
first, but
fucker.
what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
You killed me last time and that hurt a lot.
You died, and now we're talking.
Great. Thanks. Yeah, let's apologize.
Another version of me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride.
Ugh.
To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right.
Sure.
Because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Okay, we didn't have a
I'm
knife.
okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists.
Ideally, I'd rather
we
not.
won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are
We
you
may have to
arguing over the
dislocate a
logistics of slipping
finger.
her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
Wait, yeah, he's got a point.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Alright,
No,
rescue the princess.
I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
Again.
I would if you had a weapon.
Haha, you've been outsmarted.
On my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I
Try
would.
me.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
Oh, it does just slip right off.
Princess
Well,
gingerly slide her hand from her
logistics.
body. That shouldn't have worked.
My beloved.
We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
With those big anime eyes.
The princess jumps up and
Yay.
smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
She snaps your fucking neck.
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
To freedom.
That sounds perfect.
The princess
Yay!
takes your hand, the last
Oh,
hopes of
no.
the entire world slipping through your fingers as they
It's gonna be
intertwine
the
with hers.
princess and the weird crow man.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it.
Man, the hero really is kind of a dead fish, eh? He's just sort of along for the ride of whatever we do.
I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand.
Yay!
Ugh, look at the way she's
Oh, mind the
smiling at
knife
you.
on the top
She
step,
doesn't
love.
have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's
Damn
a
it.
familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
It's only wood. Give it
She's
a
right.
good couple of
It isn't
kicks.
fair, but the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you
He doesn't
ever
stop,
know.
does he?
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
No, you're right. So why the hell am I listening to
I'm just along
you?
for the ride at this point.
Well, I don't know. Do you think I can?
Of course she can. You believe in her, right? Nobody is leaving this basement.
To use the power of love and this gun I found.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech.
Blech.
And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
Natural 20, let's go!
I told you our love was insurmountable. You and
Man,
the princess make
clergy.
your way upstairs, and the blade. That's right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade.
Nope.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to
Yup.
draw out the end of the world and make me suffer.
I'm gonna make the poor narrator have an embolism at this rate.
You know, if her walking out that door is really gonna end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works.
No one's telling me how it does work. This is like the third time someone said that's not how this works, and you aren't explaining.
Yes, what he said.
Elaborate.
That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
Just ignore them.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yay!
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside. Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Hang on, I appear to be entering the void.
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into
I think the world just ended. Oops.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Oh, blimey, her face is sagging.
Cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Uh-oh. Well, crap. You don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
We're going to be
It
okay.
feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
Hmm. Oh god, weird hissing.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
You're not wrong, Smitten. Here we go, look deep into the mirror, round 2. Now gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. You've grown. There's something going on there. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. There she is. Looking better than she did last time.
Empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different.
This is
than
a
what I am.
weird sort of
What I am
religious
is different
experience
from
we're
what I
going
am.
through here.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you. Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Okay. My brain is melting.
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, we have the option to be like, to thank her or be like, why are you being so nice?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
She's got a point.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Okay.
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Alright. Round
I will
3.
long return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Ow. Alright.
You're on
I
a
think we've
path
got time for one more run.
And at the end of that path, you're here to slay her. You make your way
What
up.
other
Short warning, she
options
will laugh.
do
We're
we
not gonna go through
have?
this, right? Ignore him.
Hmm.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade.
Okay, we're gonna take the blade and we're gonna see
You take the blade from the table.
what other options we have.
The door to the basement creaks. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
Don't let it fool you.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
We're gonna take careful stock of our options here.
Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Nuh-uh. Yeah, I'm here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare.
But I dare.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Okay.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
Got my chin on
Just
my
make
fist
sure
and
you
I'm
don't
like
forget about
staring
the blade.
intently.
You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, I know. Not a great first impression.
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Okay.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
I've not been getting a straight answer out of you, fucker.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
Well, supposedly you're an existential threat.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Not particularly, no.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Let's see what we can
Walk
do.
up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Don't suppose you have any
You
ideas?
have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
I'd
She
rather
speaks with
not.
almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Well, crap.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to
Sounds about
slay
right.
the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Hey.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Okay, so this is
Good night.
very much the same as the
What happened
the
cutting out of
romance
here?
route, but
You won't like what happens if you do that.
hmm. If the narrator would just give me a straight answer, I'd be a lot more inclined to listen to him. That's the thing.
Against your
Ow.
better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Not
Thank you.
actually
Now let's get
a
out of here.
person. She is a fragment of some sort of eldritch being. Alright, here goes nothing.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Can...
You bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's
We're just gonna
back.
try everything. Try everything.
There's no going back now. Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches, turning around to stare at you incredulously.
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one. But I don't
You
have
sound-
to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
Thank you. You swing your arm towards her throat, the blade singing through the air. But she's ready for it. She
Whoa.
grabs your arm, her grip like a stone vice.
What is that face? Holy crap.
You drop the blade,
Oh.
pathetically. She lets go, and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker. There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where she fractured your jaw, but your body isn't allowing you to feel much right now, adrenaline coursing through your system and numbing your nerves. You fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your trembling arms up to defend yourself before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
You poor thing. I'll go ahead and put you out
We
of
just
your
got
misery.
walloped. Princess from the top rope. By God, he's broken in half.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this, right? I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well, how many rounds are we on now? I've lost
You're
count.
on a path in the woods, and at the
Here
end
we
of
go
that
again.
path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
She's gonna kill me again.
People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think if she doesn't remember what happened, then you know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a... What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her.
To deal with the
She's
broken
just
this
going to
time
kill us
rather
again.
than the smitten.
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Again.
A warning. Before she will lie,
Yep,
we might
yep,
as well
yep.
just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Yeah, just
I'm
a
not
touch.
being
If
a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore
Got
the
him.
bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus
I
on
don't know
saving
who
the
to
world.
believe
Let's
anymore.
not make this harder than it has to be. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger
What
and
the
more
hell?
grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small. Walk up to the wall next to... What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. You reach forward and rub... We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen. You take the
Very
blade from the altar.
carefully
It
take
will
the
be difficult
knife.
to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Massive stone doors. Why does the stone door open outwards?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. Still
Help, help, I'm being repressed.
probably do her a favor. A booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Is it still doing that? Yeah, it's that again.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time.
Yeah, it's a recurrent thing. It's an OBS problem.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you...
Don't sound so surprised. Everyone's attitude has been changing on a
It doesn't
dime.
matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
So, I've noticed this up here. I'm just going to quickly check. Okay, that's just log.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you,
Wow.
almost glowing in the weak starlight.
Hi there,
her figure
Gwendolyn.
framed by a stained glass window.
No.
Her long hair
Guinevere.
blows around her,
Gwendolyn was
and
the...
a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Damn it, I got my Dark Souls references wrong. I'm a hack, I'm a fraud.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
There it is. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
No.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp.
Well...
Clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
Is it now? Because last time you were able to body snatch me well enough.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
I'd need to check some dates, but the voice of the broken is reminding me a lot of Reptilian from Disco Elysium. The delivery's very similar, and I'm wondering if one inspired the other.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Well, I guess I can try.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
Well, crap.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
About
The
what?
last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is
Like
a
that shadow over her
for
face?
alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that,
Also, is it just me, or is
all
the
lends credence
font
to our
changed?
conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done.
Are you kidding me? I stabbed her twice.
Helped you learn a valuable lesson.
Cut her arm off at the wrist.
You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? Then you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay, first things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself.
I'm trying not to
what
just like
needs
sit
to be
here
done.
in silence, like in sort of rapt awe, but I'm feeling very sort of along for the ride on this game, and I'm just like, I don't have much to talk about.
The stakes
There's
of the situation
very much
should be
not in a bad
perfectly
way,
clear
I'll
to everyone now.
say that.
And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Oh good, she's crazy. Experience. Yeah, no kidding.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
Great.
There's
No one's telling me
place
shit.
at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, it seems I do not have a choice in the matter. Do doing? Oh, put the front and back hair on the same layer. Why do we even have that layer? I know that feeling. Layers are always a pig. But that's why we have the magical undo button.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
You put a psychic whammy on me.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
Oh, sweet. Do we get to fire up some 80s glam pop? Come to me, cover me, hold me. Together we'll break these chains of love. Don't give up. Anyway, not getting copy struck.
This is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you, where it doesn't belong.
I don't want to hear about greasy
Trying
films.
to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
Uh-oh.
A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
See, this is good eldritch horror right here, is we are trapped amidst grandiose things that we cannot understand. There are mechanics at play that we cannot possibly...
I don't care what you are. You're mine. Rise, my little bird.
You died.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Oh, good.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
Alright. Clear your mind. He's beginning to believe.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are.
Back into the dark again.
It's time for us to leave.
You do not take her hand, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. I don't want to look at us.
It's the end for you, but not for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. This is what we all deserve, isn't it?
Going in. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Ooh, you've withered. That's not a good look. Nurgatize me, Captain! Yourself in the long quiet once again.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
This does not fill me with confidence. Can you stand to be a
As
contradiction.
easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
What am I fighting for?
This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for an overwhelming heart.
We are now 3 hearts deep.
Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Even the Space Marines have that many. Oh boy.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
I have no opinion one way or the other. All I know is my gut says maybe.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Here we
I
go
will be
again.
here when it is time for us to meet again.
Ow. Okay. Bloody hell.
You're on a
Run
path in the woods.
Number 4.
And at the end
And
of
we
that
are.
path
It,
is a
I'm a
cabin.
little daunted by this number in the
In the
top corner
basement
that
of
says
that cabin
1,000 out of
is a
16,000. I
princess.
wonder how far I'm going to be able to get before I just run out of puff. But that will be for another day. We are going to save, and we will continue tomorrow. Good heavens, this game is off to a belter of a start. Okay, so I said that I was gonna play this game, and when we were talking about it, Pug, before, the way that you described it kind of made it sound like, you know, we were going to do sort of 1 2-hour long run, and then we were going to be done, and that was going to kind of be the end of it. I thought this was just going to be a one-shot, but no, we're still going strong. I've been getting achievements like every couple of seconds here, but I'm wondering how deep into this we are going to get. But that will be for another day to consider. Goodness me. Right. Let's head on over to Twitch and we will see if there's anyone that we can go and raid. And I will try and figure out what's wrong with my bloody chat box overnight. So, Cass is around. She is playing some Alan Wake. Hox is playing Zomboid 10 Years Later mod. Kaylin is playing Morrowind. Let's get on over to Cass, I think. Curious to see what she thinks of. Oh, howdy, Groundhog. Don't worry, that's what we have VoDs for. But yeah, I will try and fix the chat box. I wonder if it's going to be as simple a matter as just restarting OBS. Anywho, we'll see you all over at Cass, because I'm curious to see what she thinks of Alan Wake. But until next time, thank you all for joining me, and we will continue trying to slay the princess tomorrow. Good night, and much love.